You know, we're surrounded by this invisible science, a force that's constantly, quietly making our world better every single day. Let's talk about it, the science of getting better.
Okay, so think about this for a second. How do our favorite products and services get so reliable? I mean, your car starts, your phone works, that package shows up on time. How does all that stuff just work? And not just work, but actually get better over time?
Well, I can tell you one thing. It is absolutely not an accident. And it's not magic either. What you're seeing is the result of a massive, global scientific effort that's happening all the time, right under our noses.
So let's dive into this quest for perfection, because that's really what it is. There's this whole field of research that's completely dedicated to making everything we use, everything we experience, more efficient and way more reliable.
Yeah, behind the curtain, you've got thousands of researchers in labs and on factory floors, and they're obsessed. They're asking these huge questions. How do we get rid of waste? How do we crush defects? What's really stopping us from improving? They're digging into everything, from supply chains to just measuring performance, trying to find the root cause of every single tiny hiccup.
Okay, so how on earth do they all do it? You've got people in different countries, different industries. How are they all on the same page? Well, it turns out they share a kind of secret language, a universal method for getting things right. It all kicks off with this philosophy called Lean Six Sigma, or LSS for short. It's pretty simple when you break it down. Lean is all about trimming the fat, getting rid of any step that doesn't add value. And Six Sigma is this super focused, data-driven mission to hunt down and eliminate defects. Put them together and you've got the playbook for this entire field. And what's the engine that actually drives this whole thing? The thing you see again and again in all this research? It's a powerful 5-step method called DMAIC. Remember that name. So DMAIC, it stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. And what's so brilliant about it is that it forces you to slow down and think. Instead of just jumping to conclusions, you first have to clearly define the problem. Then you have to measure how things are right now. The real detective work happens in the analyze step. That's where you use data to find the actual root cause. Only then do you get to improve things, and finally control the process to make sure the problem doesn't come back. It's a system for fixing problems for good, not just patching them up.
Now, those 5 steps might sound simple, but don't be fooled. That analyze phase, it's intense. We're talking about a massive toolkit of really sophisticated statistical methods, things like regression analysis, ANOVA, all these powerful tools that let researchers see patterns in the data that you or I would totally miss. It's some serious data sleuthing. All right, so we've got the philosophy, Lean Six Sigma, and we've got the method, DMAIC. So where is all this actually being used? The answer, as you're about to see, is, well, everywhere.
Manufacturing is definitely the big one. No surprise there. It's about 60% of all the research. But look at this. It's popping up all over the place. 15% in healthcare. Think about using this to make hospitals more efficient. Another 15% in services, making your hotel stay better. Even construction is getting in on it. It's not just for factories anymore. And this is what I mean by global. This isn't just one country's thing. You've got researchers in Jordan looking at pharmaceuticals, folks in Thailand fine-tuning EV parts, teams in Egypt optimizing supply chains. It's a huge worldwide effort, and they're all using that same DMAIC playbook to get it done.
And here's the key thing to understand. These aren't just one-off projects. Researchers are constantly doing these huge reviews, like this one that looked at 96 different studies to pull everything together. They're synthesizing all this knowledge from different industries, different countries, to build this giant shared understanding of what actually works.
Okay, so we've got this amazing proven system for getting better, but what happens when you plug the biggest tech revolution of our time into it? Well, things get really interesting. And that brings us to Industry 4.0. It sounds complex, but the idea is simple. It's what happens when you fuse the digital world, AI, IoT sensors, big data, with the physical world of making stuff and providing services. It's the next big leap. And this just completely changes the game. Look at the toolkit. We're moving from old school stuff like surveys and stopwatches to a whole new world. We're talking about networks of sensors that collect data 24/7, machine learning models that can predict a problem before it even happens, and this is wild, digital twins, which are basically perfect virtual copies of a machine, or even a whole factory, where you can test out changes with zero risk. It's incredible.
And I want to be clear, this is not sci-fi. This is happening right now. You've got construction companies using digital models to literally design waste out of a building before they even break ground. You have AI guiding how to optimize a factory line. Those DMAIC steps, measure and analyze, they're becoming automated, they're happening in real time, and they are just unbelievably powerful.
But you know what might be the coolest part of all this? The goal itself is getting bigger. It's not just about saving money or making perfect products anymore. Now, there's a huge push to use these same tools to eliminate environmental waste. It's called Green Lean Six Sigma, and it's all about making things not just more efficient, but more sustainable, too. So that brings it all back to us. As everything gets connected and these incredible tools get easier to use, it makes you think, right? What's the problem in your world? Maybe it's a small thing at work, maybe it's something bigger that's just waiting for its DMAIC moment, waiting to be defined, measured, analyzed, improved, and controlled for good.